everybody, it's Elizabeth from Fern Creek Stickers, and I am here to plan out the week of, of April 25th. You can see last week was like a pen only week, and even it was kind of sketchy, you know, so I was writing a to-do list, but like Thursday, I guess I just knew what I needed to do on Thursday and I didn't write it down. So yeah, last week was busy, didn't get a chance to really plan, so it was a pen only kind of week, and I'm ready though to get this week planned out. So let's get started. So yeah, so anyway, as I'd mentioned, last weekend we hosted Easter, which was really a great time, but I did not have time to sit down and really get my week planned out because we had family came on Saturday morning and the last family left on Monday morning. So it was, again, a great time, but just one of those, I'm definitely someone that, like, I kind of count on having weekend time to do stuff, and when that doesn't happen, or when I don't have that, it kind of like messes up the whole week. And again, it's definitely was worth it to have family here, but just kind of feel thrown off my routine. So yeah, this past week I did not get my plan with me filmed because I did not have time to plan. And then I was going to do a video for Thursday and was just kind of behind on everything else, so that didn't happen. So anyway, I'm back, and once again, I'm filming on Monday morning before work. This time though, I feel like, you know, you all have been so nice and you're like, oh yeah, I don't plan until Monday morning either. Or some of you are like, yeah, I didn't plan until Wednesday. So you all are very supportive and you get it. And again, I'm always glad to have my week planned out no matter when it happens. This weekend though, like I kind of, though, I'm happy about it this weekend because this was the first weekend in forever that we had like nothing going on. We ended up having friends over on Saturday night to play a game, but there really wasn't, even weekends when there hasn't been a lot going on, there's been like things that we had to do. Like, I don't know if I told you all about the debacle with getting the lawnmower. I don't need to go into that, but like there's been like, you know, errands that we've had to run that take a significant amount of time. And this was the first weekend in a long time that it was just like, we can just hang out at home, and I was really enjoying it. And so I had plenty of time that I could have come up here and filled a plan with me, but I said, you know what, I'm having a great time just relaxing, and it was definitely worth it. So I have no regrets that I am planning on Monday morning. But yeah, it was a really, really relaxing weekend. It was beautiful. Like yesterday, I went for 2 walks because it was so nice, and we have a trail in our neighborhood, and it's really nice to walk. And so I went out once in the morning by myself, and then Brian was like, hey, you want to go walk the trail again with me? And I was like, sure. So yeah, and we did also yesterday our big project that we did, but it was a fun project, especially like I like working on projects with Brian, and it had been a while since we'd had something where we could kind of work alongside each other. And so we have on the side of our house, we have kind of a terrace because we have a daylight basement. So our house is built into the side of the hill. So it's pretty, so the yard kind of slopes around quite a bit on either side of the house going down to the daylight basement. And on one side, it just kind of slopes down. On the other side, they did a lot of work with, I want to say terraforming, but that is not the right word. What's the word that I'm thinking of? Like grading, they have this, so there's like kind of a ramp that goes down, and then there's like these 3 terraces, and there was all this stone. So yeah, I should back up and say too, yeah, when they built our house, when they built the basement, there was all this stone that they had to excavate from the basement. And so then we had all these stones to use, and our builder had someone working for him who was just a genius with the stone, and went around and like put stone all over and did it such a good job. So it's like the stones aren't just like sitting there, like they're kind of like embedded into the ground, so it looks really natural. So we have these terraces with like stone borders and this like big ramp kind of going down that has a stone border. And but anyway, in the terraces we wanted to plant wildflowers, so we're a little late getting to it, but I think that we'll be okay. But we needed to there was winter rye growing there just for erosion control. So first we needed to get that cut down, and then we needed to till it. And we have a tiller for my garden, but it's a small one, and so it's always kind of a lot of work to use, but it's not in a regular garden, it's not too bad because the garden is relatively flat, and also usually over time I've like already pulled all the rocks out, but because our soil is so rocky, it was like, I'm feeling my forearms, because with the tiller you really have to grip onto it. My forearms are still hurting this morning from doing it, because you really have to grip onto it, and then when it hits a rock it like jumps, and so you're really like holding it steady was a real challenge. And also the terraces, like especially the bottom one, like kind of goes downhill, so then you're trying to like hold it against the slope as well. So the tilling was definitely a challenge. I was glad that Brian and I switched off, because I would have needed to take a lot more breaks if I was doing that on my own. So we were switching off doing the tilling, and we got the seeds planted. So I'm excited to see those come up, and I think it's gonna be really pretty. So that was our big project, but otherwise it was a very relaxing weekend. I also I've been working on an embroidery project, and I had a really nice time. So we're the kind of people that don't have a lot of streaming services, but then occasionally if we want to watch on a different one, we'll subscribe for a couple months. So right now we have Hulu, because there are a few things we wanted to watch, but it's like just a couple months thing. So we're trying to, you know, watch all the Hulu things we want to watch. And one thing I wanted to watch was 9 Perfect Strangers, because I read the book over Christmas break and really liked the book. So I watched several episodes of 9 Perfect Strangers while I worked on my embroidery, which I really enjoyed. And so I'm not done watching the series yet, but there's definitely changes from the book, but I think that so far I'm okay with the changes. I'll be curious to see how it all goes down, but so far I think the changes are good. And some of them make sense, because like in the book, the people start out with like 5 days of silence, and a silent retreat doesn't really copy to TV very well. But anyway, so I'm enjoying that, and I would also highly recommend the book. I thought it was a really good read. So anyway, that was kind of our relaxing weekend, and then it was nice to have people over on Saturday night. We played a game called Lost Ruins of Arnak. It was actually our first time playing the game in person. So there's a website called Board Game Arena, and over the last 2 years we've been doing a lot of online gaming with our friends, and so it's a game that we played online quite a bit. And then Brian got the hard copy for Christmas, but we hadn't had a chance to actually play the physical copy yet. And because online gaming is fun, but it's playing games in person, there's really no substitute. So it was really fun to play that game in person with our friends. But the other thing that happened with that, I'm just going on with all of my stories. I hope you don't mind my rambling. But the thing that was kind of funny, we wanted to get pizza before our friends came over. And normally that's not a big deal, although we are kind of bummed because overall, I mean, like again, 100% so glad we moved. But the one downside of being here is we were within walking distance of a pizza place before, and so on Saturday nights we would always like walk over and get some pizza and bring it home. And you know, we're not so close to pizza, but the pizza, so it turned out we didn't realize it was prom night, which meant that downtown was hopping, and so normally it wouldn't have been a big deal to go get pizza, but there was no parking, because I mean people weren't eating pizza for dinner before prom, but they were eating downtown, so there was no parking. So Brian had to park super far away and get the pizza, so it took him quite a while to get the pizza, so we got started late, but that's okay, because it was, for those of you who are in the southeast and no mellow mushroom, getting mellow mushroom is always a treat and is always worth it. Anyway, so yeah, so our Easter celebration last week went really well. We had 21 people here, so it was definitely a full house, but we really enjoyed it. The thing that was kind of funny was that I made an amount of food that would be appropriate like for my family, but it was way too much for Brian's family. So it's good to know in the future that Brian's family does not eat as much as my family does. But that's okay. Brian and I ate leftovers for pretty much all dinner all this week. So I don't mind eating leftovers, and neither does he. So it was pretty tasty. But yeah, we had a really good time with family. Unfortunately, it was kind of a rainy day, so we couldn't do an Easter egg hunt. We did have people got in one game of croquet before it started raining, but that's okay. We still had a really good time, and people, and we were really happy that people would rather drive to Alabama than host, because we would rather host than drive to Georgia. So it worked out well for everybody. One thing, and also too, I think I told you all about, oh yeah, I did tell you all about ordering the blinds and using a bajillion gift cards to order the blinds. So Brian and his dad got the blinds installed last weekend, which was amazing. It's been really nice to have blinds, especially in my office, because I have windows behind my computer, and it's been hard, like some times of day, it's been hard to work at my desk because of the sun coming in the blinds. So I am definitely glad to have the blinds up. But the thing that happened with the blinds is, I think most people feel the same way that I do about FedEx. Whenever I see that a package is coming by FedEx, I kind of dread it. And FedEx has decided that we still live at our old address. And even though we address things to our new address, they deliver them to the old address, which just makes no sense. And we had one thing, actually the croquet set, Brian had the day off work, and so FedEx came, but apparently they tried to deliver it to our old address, and then they came here, but they were kind of like, is this the right place? I don't know if this is right. And it's kind of like, well, this is the address on the package. It seems like that should be the right address. And so anyway, our blinds though, they just straight up delivered to our old address. And I'd gotten a notice that they were out for delivery, but then we never got them. But you know, sometimes stuff shows up later, so I wasn't quite sure if it was time to panic or not, but I had been out running an errand near our old place, so I was like, well, I'll just stop by. Because our old place was bought by parents for their kids to live in while they're at college, so we don't think anyone's gonna move in until like August probably. So I don't think anyone's living there, because yeah, the blinds were just sitting outside of our old place, and so we went and got them, and they got installed, so that was all good. The other thing too that I don't know that I've mentioned that's like kind of random but kind of cool is Brian's parents have a small motor home, and when we built the house, they asked us to put in a electric hookup for the motor home. And so we did, because it was one of those things that's like, you know, when you build the house, I don't know, it was like $100 to get put in. So it's not very expensive to get done at the time. And so this was the first weekend that they brought the motor home, and so it worked out really well because they just stayed on our driveway and could plug in, and then we had room for more guests inside, so that was really nice and let us host more people. And they feel at home in their motor home, so they like just staying in the motor home, so that worked out really well. All right, so let's go through and fill in the day by day. And I have, because this is one of the mini kits, I've got this functional sheet, and I'm gonna use these for my workouts to be able to check off. And these stickers were highly requested for weekly kits going forward. So when you see the reformat soon, you will be seeing more of these. Okay, so Monday is weights. And this is the last week of classes. So I'm getting close to being done for the semester. The next 2 weeks you'll see are a little weird because they're kind of like a transition to summer. So I'm like kind of half working, half on summer schedule. Okay, and then I'm meeting with my grad student. And then I've got office hours. And class. And also too, I have mentioned this before, but this is also going to be my last week in the daily duo for a while. I'm going to switch to the hourly for the summer because I don't need, this is such a good layout. Like, this is really my dream perfect layout. This works so well. But during the summer, I'm going to have a pretty clear routine, so I don't need to do as much of, like, I don't need all the space to be able to like map my to-do lists onto the time, and I don't need all this space in the summer. So I'm going to be switching to the hourly. So you will be seeing that very soon. I probably still could use the daily duo like next week, but it's easier to switch for a new month, and I'll be doing my monthly plan with me in the hourly. So, but then I do plan to switch back to this in the fall. All right, so work today. So this will be my last class for the semester. We will meet during finals week, but the last regular class. Oops, this is like, I'm already getting very stickered, and it's like there's like a dent here where the where it's not as stickery. I did see somebody online posted that the new planners are on a bigger coil, so that will be nice. And I also did, I'm just never gonna get through writing things out. I'm just gonna keep chatting with you all. I did first thing this morning, I got new planners ordered, so those will be coming soon, which is exciting. Okay, so Monday's always a lot of grading. And then this evening I will edit and upload the plan with me, and nothing to do at home. So that is today. Then Tuesday. Last year I set an alarm to wake up at like 2 in the morning and order the new planners super early, but I don't think it made a difference. Like the year before, I thought that I got mine later because I didn't order them soon enough, but I really don't think it made a difference. So I just woke up when I woke up and ordered the planners first thing when I got up. Okay, Tuesday I have nothing scheduled during the day, but I do want to make sure I put my dinners in this week. If I can get this sticker. Okay. So Tuesday I should be able to get a lot done. I've got an article that I want to get submitted, and then I have another article that I am revising, but I have not read for a long time, so I actually need to reread my own paper to remember what I'm doing. And then grading. And then I need to make sure that I'm on top of printing and cutting so that we have all the new releases ready. And then I will film my May plan with me. And then at home, I need to put away laundry that I did this weekend, but it's not put away. And then I need to order some samples. We found a company that makes, so we want a huge dining room table, and we've been having trouble finding places we can get one, but we found a company that makes Amish furniture that makes huge dining room tables. And well, I should say by huge, I mean, well, it's gonna be big. We want it to seat 16, so it's pretty big. But I want to order some samples of the wood so we can see the colors. But we're pretty excited about that. Then Wednesday, I've got a couple meetings. And need to put my workout in. A little crooked, but I'm just gonna deal with it. And so I won't be able to go to Bible study because I'll have that meeting. Office hours. And then I also have my directed study. It'll be the last week for that as well. Okay, and then I need to work on revising another paper. I need to prepare for the meeting that I have at noon. And need to finalize our grad class for the fall. And then for Fern Creek, print and cut. And edit and upload the May plan with me. Okay, and then nothing specific to do at home. And I think I put my knife and fork in there yesterday. Yeah, for Tuesday, and did not even write in what we're having. Coconut curry. And then we'll have leftovers of that on Wednesday. Thursday. It's another pretty open day, so I should be able to get a lot done. We haven't had small group the last 2 weeks, so I'll be looking forward to seeing people again. And then for work, I need to read part of a book. And work on paper revisions. And for Fern Creek, I need to print and cut. And then I need to email one of my suppliers about some sticker books. And oh, and I was totally forgetting too to put in social media. That's okay. So this will be my May view and my May plan with me. And nothing specific for home. And then Friday, I have a meeting at 3, which is not my favorite time to have a meeting, but this is the only time that works for all of us to get together, so that's okay. And all right, just revisions for now, but there will definitely be more things that come up throughout the week that I will take care of on Friday. It's nice to have that empty space. I hate when I've already got a jam-packed week and then more things come up and I'm like, where am I gonna put this? So I like having that extra space. And print and cut. And then for home, grocery shop. So I am taking over grocery shopping at least through the end of the summer. That's always been something that Brian has done, but he is just swamped at work right now. And so me grocery shopping on Fridays instead of him having to go on Saturday, it just makes his weekend a lot better. So I think that works well for me to take over grocery shopping, and especially during the summer, I've got plenty of time, so it's not a big deal. So I am grocery shopping. Then this weekend, we are going to Atlanta to celebrate my in-laws' 50th anniversary. So I will do weights first thing in the morning, and then, you know, I never use these icons. Let me actually use this, and then I can mark. I usually try to leave by 9. So we don't really have any of the specifics. I think we're gonna do their anniversary dinner on Saturday night, but we need to talk to Brian's siblings. So yeah, so Saturday and Sunday, we're gonna be in Atlanta, so nothing else really to plan for those days. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you have a good week ahead of you, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye everyone.